It's now been 2 months since ITT Tech closed its doors. The decision affected over 100 students in Michiana, many of whom are looking for other avenues to finish their degrees. News Center 16's Joel Porter spoke with college leaders around South Bend. So Joel, is there any help out there for these students?
There is. The problem is that many of those students have sunk thousands of dollars into tuition. Now they're finding many schools won't accept those credits. Many of them have changed majors. Some are hoping that some potential help from Washington, D.C. can help them get some of their money back. The ITT Tech campus in Mishawaka is now an empty shell.
It's devastating, but then it's like, okay, what are we going to do?
The decision to close came after the federal government told the school it could no longer enroll students who were using federal loans or grants to pay for their tuition.
Really put some of those students in a lurch. You know, they invested thousands of dollars. In a lot of cases, they took out student loans. And to end up in what is really the worst possible position, and that's to have debt and no degree or credential that opens any career doors for you.
That decision also affected Brown Mackey. In the weeks to follow, many of the former ITT Tech students enrolled at nearby campuses with plans to finish their accelerated degrees.
Talked to a lot of people that were trying to be helpful. They either didn't have the program or they didn't have the classes.
Many of them are finding that they can finish quickly. It may not be as quickly as they would have been able to finish at ITT, but it's certainly better than losing everything that they gained there.
Both Ivy Tech and Bethel College have used recruiting fairs and outreach to try and attract students who were affected by the closure.
We did see it as an opportunity to reach out and try to serve those students in a way maybe that other schools couldn't.
Bethel is one of a handful of schools in the Hoosier State that will accept ITT transcripts and credits. But Indiana has a governing board to help students choose an affordable but accredited school.
Being able to provide regular and accurate data on Indiana's institutions is, a matter of consumer protection.
Still, some action is happening on Capitol Hill, where Indiana Congressman Luke Messer is trying to get a bill passed that would allow students some of their money back so they can go study elsewhere.
Originally, the Federal Department of Education said that they were not going to allow those Pell Grant students to have a second bite at the apple. Now they've read the law, thanks to the research done by my team, and they've said they will restore Pell Grants. Now we need to go to work for the veterans. There were thousands of veterans who were hurt by the closure of ITT Tech.
If the GI Bill, if I had gotten that back, then I would have 2 years of GI Bill and be able to not have to pay anything out of pocket.
Messer says he expects the House will pass the bill, then on to the Senate, where he'll try and get it approved before lawmakers adjourn on December 16th.
It's important that we get it done before the end of the year because there are students that may lose their benefits by this January if we don't have a legislative fix.
Don't assume that there's nothing you can do just because you've reached this barrier because of ITT's situation. Talk to people, reach out, come talk to a counselor, reach out to the financial aid folks, and ask questions because there's more opportunities than you think out there.
Both Congressman Todd Young and Jackie Walorski have signed on with Messer's plan, known as H.R. 6003. The ITT Tech closure affected close to 40,000 students around the country. You can read more about for-profit and independent colleges that are accredited by the Indiana Commission for Higher Ed on its website. We have a link to that page on our WNDU app.